Switch over to your secondary instead of getting this gun up. Now with fucking plane. Hi, I'm Derek, Foble Tactical here at Copper Bullet Lodge, and today I'm going to be talking about transitioning from your primary to your secondary. Now, transitioning is, say you're shooting a threat and for whatever reason your gun stops working, whether it be empty or possibly a malfunction, and that threat is close enough in where you would be better off and quicker going to your secondary than it is to reload and get this gun up. Now, with that said, there's a good rule of thumb of if the threat is 40-50 yards and in, go ahead and get your handgun up. But if you can't hit shit at that distance, or you're not a good shot for the handgun, you may be better off hauling ass to some cover and getting your primary up. And a couple of things with that, I see a lot of people when they're transitioning, they'll bring their entire firearm down like this, and then go to switch to their secondary. You don't need to do that. You don't need both hands. All you need is this hand to ride it down to make sure it doesn't hit the boys. So to go slow, I'll bring it down, riding it down, bring up my secondary. You want to guide it down, guide it down. I'm not sure why ride it down was stuck in my head. So I'll do that a couple of times. I'll do it slow first, and then I'll do it at speed. I attempt to shoot a third shot. For whatever reason my rifle doesn't work, I'll attempt to put my rifle on safe. If it goes on safe, good. If it doesn't, whatever, you know, it's not working. I ride it down as I'm coming up with my handgun. Now, when the threat's down, before I put my good working gun away, I want to make sure, is this fixable? If you know your rifle and you know, well, I've been shooting quite a bit and I know what the bolt lock back feels like on an empty chamber, go ahead and bring it up and reload it. But if not, if you're unsure, maybe you know, you had an adrenaline rush, I'm gonna go ahead, check, is this fixable? Yep, it's good. All right, now let's do that at speed. Sorry about the weird edit and a weird jump to another location, but it's getting kind of late in the day and the range is about to close. And plus, as you heard in the beginning of that video, the environmental sounds were kind of throwing me off. So I want to add on what I said previously. Now let's say our carbine went down, whether from going empty or malfunction. We pulled out our secondary, we just engaged the threat. The threat is down and we want to get this back up. Now, with that said, here's the thing. If you've been shooting enough in that gunfight, you know, well, I've shot quite a bit. It feels like about that time to reload. I understand the stimulus of what it feels like when a bolt locks back on an empty chamber. Go ahead and reload it. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe it felt a little funny or different, or maybe your amygdala, your lower brain, your reptilian brain took over your higher thought process because you're under adrenaline rush or cortisol's up. It's good to always give it a look. Now, say for no light, low light considerations, if I'm running nods, I could bring it up, look with my nods, or if it's really low light, I could turn on the IR on my nods first, give it a peek. Maybe your handgun has a tack light on it. You could turn that on, give you some ambient lighting. Make sure you don't do none of this, flag your hand or your weapon system. You don't want to destroy that either. Or if you have neither of those, take your pinky and you can prom queen that shit and feel for any obstructions. Now, if that said, if you want to get your handgun up, if you felt like you shot about half a mag with your secondary, now is a good time to do a tack reload or reload of the gun you do know is working. And to make sure I'm not being ate up by the internet, because a lot of courses and a lot of instructors teach that you should be able to holster without looking into your holster. One thing I teach is look into your holster, look the gun into your holster. Now what you see me just wearing, there was the same gear, same Glock 19, Mark 18, Velocity System chest rig or LBE, whatever you want to call it, that I wore when I was contracting. Now if I still think there's a threat, why do I want to put away the handgun? At the point of me holstering, the biggest threat might be a piece of strap. Right now I'm wearing a hoodie, maybe it getting caught into my holster and shooting myself in the leg. Now it is contextual. There are cases where maybe you're a police officer and you had somebody drawn out, you got them to compliance, and now you want to go hands-on, put handcuffs on him. Hopefully you have a cover officer, but in some cases you can pull this thumb up, feel around into your holster for any obstructions before you reholster. But most cases, you want to go ahead and look the gun into the holster. But that's my recommendations on transitioning from your primary to your secondary. If you want to practice this, I recommend doing kind of a crawl, walk, run phase first. Do it with empty guns first, then go slow, a little bit fast, a little bit faster. Always good to do it under the watchful eyes of an instructor. Even if you think, oh, I can figure it out through YouTube and watching videos, remember there's what you think you're doing is what you're actually doing, and those two aren't always the same. There's a difference between training and practice. Training is what you go and do with a professional instructor. Practice is what you do after you learn from that professional instructor and you want to keep practice and rehearsing the drills or whatever it was he taught you. I'm Derek, Vogel Tactical. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you at the range.